everyone, it's Gojira Prime here with a little video, and today we are taking a look at Transformers Universe 2008 Leo Prime. Now, if this is a version of Leo Prime, Leo Convoy you're not familiar with, I don't blame you. This figure was released way back in 2008, so 18 years ago more or less now. And it is a repaint and a slight retool of the Leo Breaker figure from the Transformers Cybertron line, which was in 2006. Now, for the Universe line back in 2008, Hasbro were using a lot of their Cybertron figures in order to fill out the lines of Voyagers, Deluxes, Legends, as they were called back then, and there were a few box sets as well. And I've got a few of those figures in my collection from back in the day. So starting with this video, the next few videos I do, I'm going to be looking at those repaints and retools and sharing my thoughts on them and whether they're still worth picking up even to this day. But let's start with Leo Convoy, or Leo Prime, I should say, really. Now, I don't know the reasons why they didn't call him Leo Convoy, but obviously Leo Prime invokes images of Optimus Prime in people's memories, and obviously he is colored in Optimus Prime's colors as well. Just going to put that back up there. So what we have here is basically a large mechanical lion. It's okay. It's not brilliant, to say the least. I mean, the Cybertron toys, unlike modern-day toys, were designed to be big and bulky and playable things at the end of the day. Now, I do seem to recall that this figure, when it came out as part of the Cybertron lineup, had lights and sound features, which you could activate by pushing the symbol on his head, and the mouth opens, and he would hit roar or something else. This version does not have that. The electronics were all pulled out the figure. But it looks okay as a giant robotic lion. It's not going for realism here at the end of the day. And there are some nice molded details. You can see the pipes and the cables down the side of him. You got this spinal column down here, and his metal tail. There are some details on the claws as well, on the front and on the back. And the lion face itself, I think, is pretty nice as well. It's just a shame that they didn't have the lights and sound features in this figure. Now, obviously, there's no head articulation. It's just a solid lump of plastic, but you can move the arms, which are on really good ratchets for a figure this old. So you can get some form of articulation with him and give him a few poses. The back legs do also move as well. But, you know, it's not great articulation on this figure. Ultimately, these toys were made to be played with more than displayed on a shelf, like with modern collectors like myself. But all in all, I think the lion mode, is okay. It's good. It's decent. You know, for the time, this was a really good toy. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to pause the video, get him transformed. We'll have a look at the robot mode, and then we'll do some size comparisons. Okay, so here we now have Leo Prime in his robot mode. And the robot mode's okay. You can still see the tiger head at the front of the figure, and you've got a very nice Optimus Prime style head there as well. You still got all the details that were on the legs that were visible. You can still see all the animal pieces, like for his back legs here and the claws here on the hand, which is now formed. But all in all, I think the robot mode is quite nice. It's big, it's bulky, it's chunky. I have no real complaints about this. Now, the tail itself does fit into the figure's hand. And what you do is there is a hole here. And all you do is you just take the peg on the tail, plug it into that hole on either hand, and then he can use his tail as a whip-like weapon, which looks quite nice. The other feature that this figure has, which is a carryover from its Transformers Cybertron counterpart is that on each arm you have these holes here. What you do is you can basically take any cyber key that you have, plug it into the arm here, and the claws on the arm will shoot out, and then he has Wolverine-style claws on each arm. And I'll just do this one as well. There we go. Getting the cyber key out can be a little bit stiff sometimes, but there you go. And that's him with his claws out as well. Now, articulation-wise, like I said, this toy was not made for articulation. It was made to be played with by kids back in the day. But it still has an okay range of motion. The head itself is on a joint, so you can swivel it around there. The arms are on ratchets, which do a full 360 at the shoulder. You do have some limited mobility here, but and the arms do swivel like that, and the fingers can move a little bit like that, but that's about it really. So there's not a massive amount of articulation there. The legs can go all the way back without hopefully popping his chest section off. All the way forward. You've got some movement at a very low knee. There is no real foot articulation aside from moving these heels at the back of each foot in order to stabilize the figure. So articulation, to say the least, is very, very limited with this toy. But in the end, I'm not really too bothered about that because I still think the figure looks really quite good. So, size comparison time. Here he is next to Armada Starscream. Bear in mind, this one was classed as a Voyager class toy back in the day when it first came out in 2008. And this is a modern Voyager class toy. They're shrinking. They are shrinking. Here he is with Transmetal 2 Megatron. Again, Voyager class, Leader class. And here he is with his inspirational figure. Bring him to stand up. He will stand up. I hope. There we go. Leo Convoy himself. Now, this again is classed as a Voyager class toy, but I think it's more to do with the engineering involved in the figure more than anything else. There was one other version of this mold, this character in this mold that was released, which was actually in Leo Convoy's colors. I think it was a Target exclusive or something. It's hard enough to get a hold of. So, in 2026, is Leo Prime still worth getting? Well, I think he is. In some ways. He's a little bit different. He's big, he's chunky, he's playable. This thing was designed to be played with at the end of the day. It's very, very simple. A best modern comparison I can make, and if you were at TF Nation in Manchester in March, you'll know what I'm on about. Primetime Toys had the card robots out, which they're hoping to bring over to the UK. Those figures reminded me of the Cybertron figures. They're big, they're clunky, not a great deal of articulation like with a modern figure like Leo Convoy here, but they're still really, really good figures. I think this Leo Prime, even though it does have much poorer articulation than a modern counterpart figure, is still a good figure. It still stands out on the shelf for me when I put it up. And I would say if you can find him, and he's got his whip, and he's got his cyber key, then yeah, he's definitely, I think, a figure worth adding to your collection. even just for nostalgia vibes more than anything, I think. But yeah, if you can get him at a decent price, you're not being scalped with the accessories, I would definitely recommend getting him. He's a fun figure to pick up, have a play with, have a transform. I don't think you'd regret getting him, but that's just my opinion at the end of the day. So let me know in the comments section, have you got Leo Convoy? Did you like him? Did you hate him? Let me know in the comments. Hit like, hit subscribe. Thank you for taking the time to watch the video, and have a very, very nice day.